Hi guys, welcome to my live on how to structure your day. So today we're going to be talking about how to really set yourself up for success. I think it's a major key. I've learned that if you don't act on your day and on your circumstances generally in life, then they act on you and you're in a reactive rather than proactive state of being. And the best state of being to be in is proactive. You happen to your day. You don't just let your day happen to you. You happen to your life. You don't just let your life happen to you and, as I like to say, take where you get. And for us non-Jamaicans, it means you take whatever you get. We weren't born to merely sit back and take whatever we get. And what I'm finding is the intention. We have this deep intention, so many of us, to succeed. We want more from life. We want to be better for ourselves. We want to be better for our families, for our spouses, for our kids. We really want to get to next level in our lives. It's not the desire that's the problem. We want it, you know. It is the chasm, the wide gap between the desire and the intention and then actually getting there. And then I've also learned too that you'll have people who will take the action. So it's not that they're not taking action, they are taking the action. Of course, you have some not taking the action, right? But then other people are actually taking the action, and even in spite of taking the action, they're still not getting it done or executing or succeeding or getting their goals and not on any schedule that they're proud of. So I am literally, I don't want to say obsessed, but I've become very passionate about helping as I learn how to succeed. So it's all about me being on this journey as well. It's not like I'm sitting here with all the best knowledge of everything, but I'm learning too. And as I learn and implement, and I realize what drives success and what doesn't, and how to do things differently and how to be more strategic, I've become super passionate about sharing that. So this live is all about how to structure your day. You know that your life is just a sum total of days. Like a year is really just 365 days, and so if you really zero in on how you spend the day, then the days add up and you have a year of winning. Years of winning. It's all in the daily. So how do you structure that day? First of all, start the night before. I even challenge you to start a week before. Sunday is an excellent time to spend some time in reflection, not in reaction, in reflection, planning the week ahead so that you can be proactive and you can happen to your week and not allow the week to happen to you. Now, a lot of people are going to say, but I plan the week and then this person calls me into this meeting and then I have to deal with this emergency and then my kid gets sick and I have to drop everything and take him over to the doctor. I've been there. Life is not just happening to you. Life is happening to all of us. And the richer and fuller your life is, so you have kids and you have a spouse and it's all these great blessings, but it is that you're not the only person determining your day. And I get that completely. Whether you're an entrepreneur or you work within an organization, our days happen to us, and some people seem to think entrepreneurs are in control of all of their time and all of their reality and everything they have to deal with. No, life is happening to all of us. However, if you have a plan, you are more likely to be able to navigate when life does happen, as it will. At least you have a plan. Without a plan, you kind of just sit there, as I said, in reactive mode. You get pulled in all different kinds of directions and you don't really get to carve your own path. So life is going to happen. Everything is not going to go as planned every single day, but your level of result according to your intention with a plan will be much greater than it would be without that plan. So the planning helps. Don't make excuses and don't be dejected when everything doesn't go according to plan. It won't, but having a plan makes it more likely that you'll achieve more meaningful goals. In the Goal Accelerator Club, we're going to talk about setting those meaningful goals and how do you really make sure you're setting the right goals to accelerate you, because a lot of people and a lot of us, we get very caught in being very busy, but then when we look at it, we haven't quite gotten to where we want to. Okay, so plan ahead is the first thing. Plan ahead and use lists. Highly successful people use lists. It's just a fact. If you're not a list maker, you have to get into list making mode. It just is. And so what you do is the week before. So on a Sunday, you simply write out what you want to achieve this week. What are some of the things you hope to achieve that should hopefully be part of your overall vision and the goals that are going to move you forward in that way, right? And then once you write it all down, by the way, that also clarifies your thinking like 1,000,000%. You're much clearer, and the studies show, Brian Tracy says anyway, that increases your productivity by 25%, just the act of writing it down. Once you write down, what your intentions are for the week, what you'd like to get accomplished, you distill it into days. I prefer the night before planning. And if I don't get to do the night before planning, before I even start doing anything, I make a list. And the list goes back to what I want to accomplish according to what I set out on the Sunday. Okay, so if everybody's following me, you make an overall intention, some things, some goals you want to move on in the week. And then what I do is the night before, I'll make a list of all the things I would like to complete the next day. This way, when I get to my desk and I sit down, I don't spend half an hour. Okay, let's face it, at least 10 minutes being overwhelmed and scared about the volume that I have to get through, okay? Let's keep it real. And then spend another, 15, 20, 25 minutes, even an hour, trying to think of what to do first. That's wasted time. A lot of people don't understand what wasted time does. Even the very act of trying to pick out your gym clothes before you go to the gym, just forcing your mind to make all these decisions that it really doesn't need to, that you could have pre-thought out and save all of that cognitive winningness for the decisions you really need to make. And when you read The Power of Habit, which is going to be one of the books in the Goal Accelerator Club, you really realize that your willpower and your ability to make decisions is an expendable resource within 24 hours. So you really need to save up that brain power for where it really matters. That's why making lists and organizing really, really helps, because you don't have to sit there trying to make a decision all the time. You can move into action quicker. If you save 15 minutes a day over the course of a year, can you imagine how much time you've created for yourself? No longer can you say, I don't have time for this goal, I don't have that time for that. That's an excuse. If you get ridiculously organized and just learn how to structure every single day, then you actually literally create time. And I don't know about you, but when you say create time to me, I'm like, I can get more effective and efficient and have more time to rest and vacations and have time with my family and still accomplish my goals. I am here for it. Hello, I'm right there. So number one, write down the things you have to do and work from your checklist, okay? And that process should happen on a Sunday evening for the week ahead as well as the night before. All right, next thing that you do, set priorities. You have to set priorities. There's always a billion things to do, and if you don't set the priorities, it just gets crazy and you just start to feel depressed, okay? So, speaking from experience, not even going to lie. So what you have to do with priorities, or how I set priorities, is I look at the consequence and I look at the timeline of the goals. So let's say that I have, hi Jeff, you're into, hi Maury, I'm doing a live. So it's weird if you're just standing there watching me. You're completely being weird and distracting me. At least you're not in the comments being weird. Anyway, guys, sorry, I was distracted. Anyway, where was I? No. So I use my consequences to guide me. So, and I look at the timeline. So the Goal Accelerator Club starts on Saturday. I know I needed to finish getting everything up on Teachable today, or else it just wouldn't make any sense because it starts on Saturday. So if I knew there was one goal that it just need to happen, that was one of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's just an example. We have a SAT course for AIM that's launching on Sunday, and a bunch of things that needed to happen for that. So I had to make sure those happen today. So when you make the list, you organize by priority, and I am driven by consequences. And so I prioritize according to the timing of each project. And what I do, if it's a big project and the timeline is way down, then I break it into smaller deliverables and time bind those two, because the worst thing that can happen to me that will make my stress levels elevate is leaving it to the last minute. The procrastination, I can't bear it. It's not in the ingredient list of highly successful people. So I look for every opportunity to just cut it, and I'm doing a whole session on cutting procrastination and moving beyond fear. But you just time bound it, you know what I mean, and just set out what you need to accomplish by week. And you be driven by your consequence, because I am driven by the fact that when I do things last minute, I get very flustered. I will have a total meltdown. I will have a breakdown. I don't know who in here love breakdown and pop down and meltdown and ball, and it's just horrible. I can't be a good wife. I can't be a good mother. I eat bare foolishness. It's just bad. And so when I think about it, I'm like, time to set my list and sort out. So number one, you write it all down. Number two, you prioritize. And then number three, you have to complete. So what you do to increase the chances of completion and give yourself great momentum is do your hardest task first. Hardest task first. You structure in your day, you have your list, you have your priorities. Within those priorities, what is the hardest thing that requires the most brain power or the most willpower? And I've spoken about this before. Stop waiting on feelings. Stop waiting on feelings. I try to maximize my energy. I have all these different tools I use. I try to maintain my motivation. I have all these different tools I use. But there's sometimes when I'm popped down, I feel popped down, and guess what? I still have to get the job done. So I love to be motivated. I love high energy, but I'm not depending on it, if you understand what I'm saying. It makes everything easier and I'm much happier. So I do everything to maximize it, but I'm not waiting on it to take action. That said, if you do the hardest thing, the first thing in the morning, it sets you up for just a day of winning and success. So you have to time the tasks appropriately just in response to your body's energy. And it is proven that you do the first thing first, require the most willpower. When you have the most willpower, and everything else will follow. Okay, so those were my 3 tips to structuring your day. I'll repeat again for those who just joined the live. It's to write down all the things that you have to do. So make lists, make checklists. Do that the night before, or do it on a Sunday for the entire week ahead. But definitely, if you never did it the night before, when you sit down at your desk, even if you think you have to do this right now, you have to do this right now, start with the list. You happen to your day. You don't let your day just happen to you. And then the second thing is to prioritize, and I use consequences and timelines to really prioritize my tasks. And then last but certainly not least, completion. And you increase your chances of completion by doing the hardest thing first thing in the morning, and then that way you get momentum to do the rest, and you've completed it. Gives you this great endorphin burst, and you feel like a winner, and then you continue to do what winners do for the rest of the day. So those were my tips, guys. This is, these lives are in lead up to the launch. I've been really enjoying doing lives just leading up to the launches of different programs that we're having. So we started the Vision Board, Vision to Reality course on Saturday, or on Sunday, I'm so sorry. And then this Saturday we have the Goal Accelerator Club, which I'm thrilled and excited about. If you want more info on it, it starts on Saturday 9. It's a live session. They're monthly live sessions. It's a membership club. You can go to nickspire1.teachable.com and get more info on it, or just nickspire.com. But the actual course is on Nickspire on Teachable. So you can also sign up to the online academy Nickspire, and it's really going to be built out into multiple courses and tools, some free, some that you have to pay for, in order to just help you to get to the next level of success. I'm really passionate about it and very excited. So let me type that link here, and then I'm gonna make this live available on my YouTube page, and the previous lives that I did all of last week are now available on the YouTube page as well. The Vision Board to Reality course is closed at this time. It started already, so I saw a question about that. All right, so let me scroll through and see if I can find the questions that everyone was asking. If you wouldn't mind re-asking the questions, that'd be great, because I'd spend so much time scrolling through all the questions. It's kind of rough. So if you can just retype any questions that you have, that would be great. And I'm so excited for, many of you have already signed up for Vision Board to Reality, and so I'm excited. And let me see, if you don't write it down, it doesn't exist. Absolutely. Too much time procrastinating is true. Okay, trust me, and then you get distracted by midweek. You have to have that list to go back to. I use Asana for my team, and then I also use a notebook. I can't get away. I love writing. I love like writing things down, so I don't get away from that traditional way either. Any questions on structuring your day? What do you do about people or family members who distract you from your weekly plan, shut them out, or disregard your plan? All right, it's all about consequences, so you have to find a way to shut them out. You really do, because it's either you or them. And I have to say no to a lot of things, and I think about it like it's either my vision or what everybody else wants me to do. So you have to ask yourself that really important question. Any other? Thank you for sharing real achievable actions. You are welcome. You know, one thing I don't like is all of this inspiration without the tools. Like, whole lot, I mean, we can be totally fired up and totally inspired, and I believe in the value of that. Don't get me wrong, I love quotes, I love inspiration. But if we don't have the practical tools to actually take action to change our lives, the inspiration alone is not going to do it. The hard work alone, I've learned, guys, is not going to do it. There is a way to be strategic and to maximize the usage of your time and that hard work. So I'm not saying hard work is not important, and I'm not saying inspiration is not important, but there's more to it, you know. So really thrilled about that you find them to be achievable. Yep, happiness enhancing decisions. How do you get started? How did I get started on my book, BK? I just opened up. Well, I thought about what, you know how I got started? There were just a few questions that I kept getting consistently in Instagram DMs, and so that's how I organized. So I first organized the chapters I would like to write about, the topics, and then I just started one topic at a time, and then those topics turned into chapters. Yeah, so that's basically how I got started. My take on impromptu speeches. I love impromptu speeches for me. If it's content, if it's stuff I know about. Impromptu where I don't know the area, no, I don't do that. That's just, I'm like, swerve that. Any other questions, guys, about structuring your day? All right, I don't see any more. Everybody's saying they will do a list in order of priority. Okay, awesome. All right, so I think I've gotten to all the questions. I'm not seeing any more. You know, the scrolling thing is a little rough. Knowledge requires action for completion. Doing alone will not work if you don't do anything with it. Absolutely correct. All right, so guys, thank you for joining me. Have an awesome winning week. It is all about the next 6 months of 2018. I want to make them epic, and I hope that you join me in doing that. Okay, take care.